Someone told XRP to wake up before it never does again. Hello everyone, hope you guys are having an amazing day. XRP is around $2.20. Hey, I guess we don't need USDC, right? I guess we don't need this right here. We don't need to acquire Circle anymore because that's XRP. But listen very carefully. Now, red alerts are awake, especially from David Schwartz. Then we got the case ending soon, as well as Ripple will acquire Circle. Seems like it, right? And then last but not least, Elon Musk exposed as BG123. Let's go. I think today's going to be quite fun if you ask me. Now guys, we're the fun part of XRP and the XRP community. Now this is quite interesting. The progression of David Schwartz profile picture. So on April 22nd, the bear told David to change his profile picture, right? Then he did on April 28th to some type of military comm on April 29th as well. And then on May 1st, it looks like the younger version of himself. Is he going backwards in time or something? Right? I don't know. But this seems to be, what's it called? Very volatile. That's odd. Right? Could this be a comm for XRP? Right? I know it's stable. It's like this right now, guys. Right? It's stable. But him changing his profile picture so many damn times, right, throughout the days and weeks, is XRP about to become like this soon? Right, very volatile. So let's watch out. Let's pay attention. Now, the bear on this day, on May 2nd, 2018. Wow, 2018 is diabolical. Tweeted out this sort of picture, guys. Right, and this represents the point of no return, crossing the Rubicon. Right, it's only 2025's year of moving forward, as in we march on from Schwartz. Look, in the newest Crypto in 1 Minute, Ripple's chief legal officer explains why the SEC dropped its appeal against Ripple in March 2025 and where the SEC is going with smart crypto regulation on the horizon as well, right? So let's see what he says right here.
I feel good. I condensed 6 years of my life into 60 seconds. Hi, this is Stu Alberti, and this is Crypto in a Minute. So why did the SEC drop its appeal against Ripple? I think the real question is, why did they bring the case at all? The SEC has not only dropped its appeal against Ripple, they've now dropped every case against every crypto company in the United States. Why? Because the SEC has now admitted what we've always been saying, that you can't bring enforcement actions for violating the law without first explaining what the law is, and we never had clear laws, rules, and regulations regarding crypto in this country. So we're going to clean up the mess. We're going to get out of the courtroom, we're going to get back to running business, and we're going to now press forward, working with Congress, to get smart crypto regulation in place that protects consumers, that protects the integrity of the market, that keeps bad actors out, and most importantly, allows the innovation to flourish.
Now, if that's the case, guys, that surely means the case is about to conclude, right? Officially. And I personally think it's going to be timed to a T. It's going to be timed specifically when XRP needs to wake up, for that matter of fact. And this, Chris Larsen, the executive chairman of Ripple, plans to meet with Paul Atkins, the new chairman of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, on Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Today, they have already met, it seems as. The meeting will focus on the future of blockchain technology. This could be a key moment for Ripple, XRP, and the entire cryptocurrency industry. Let's break down what this means and why it matters. Right? So, guys, I feel like it's time to, from Tony Valentino, brace yourselves. Right? Brace for impact. Right here, guys, from Mr. Poole. Is it time? Why? Because the whales are playing in the water again. Whales bought around 900 million XRP over the past month, right? So this tells us that the whales are actually quite bullish, guys, right? They are bullish. They're preparing for the case to officially conclude, right? And then for Ripple to acquire Circle. It seems like the whales are trying to front run amazing news on the horizon. Okay? Yes, it's a gamble, but I think it's honestly guaranteed. Remember when Christine Lagarde sold out both Ripple and Circle as disruptors? Now, what would be very interesting is if Ripple is able to acquire Circle. Wow, the wise owl from years ago told us in plain sight, and the only people who would be able to hear, right, what she's saying and see is the people who are open-minded. Look what she says here, and listen to the key words: ripples and circle.
The difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it. And
look at that. She specified the word cannibalized, right? Specifically use that word, guys. That's like a striking word. She even says herself, right? That's like a crazy word to use. Cannibalize. That's ridiculous, because if you don't adopt, right, innovate, if you don't move and be part of this new order, well, that's what's going to happen to you.
And those who self-induce that cannibalization, and I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word, but it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
Change is happening right now, and they are active and helpful. Circle and Ripples. Don't you see? From Mr. Pool, Circle. Although we know every deal Ripple makes was done long ago, and what we see play out in real time is just for us normies, but I reckon when Ripple and Circle finally show the deal publicly, that's when we hopefully see a God candle. Again, that's what the whales are preparing for. Right from John Deaton. Circle filed its S1 with SEC on April 1st, 2025, planning to list on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker CRCL, with JP Morgan Chase and Citigroup as lead underwriters. The IPO is expected this summer. Circle is aiming for a valuation between $4 to $5 billion for its IPO initial public offering. Hence, the $5 billion offer by Ripple, or $6 billion, I think they said. David Shore said is their final offer. Now, what we need to remember is what Circle's valuation of $4 to $5 billion is significantly lower than the $9 billion valuation it targeted during a failed SPAC deal in 2022. Circle's rejection of the $5 billion offer suggests Circle believes its market value, particularly post-IPO, is likely to exceed $5 billion, possibly approaching or surpassing the $9 billion from its 2022 SPAC attempt. When you add in the regulatory 180 we have witnessed within administration super favorable to crypto in general, coupled with the Stable Genius Act likely to pass, a $10 billion deal is not crazy. Like we stated before, double the 5, right? Maybe triple it. They're going to sign off on it. Ripple acquires Circle, and there it is. Update: Ripple's increased bid for Circle isn't confirmed, but there is a serious back and forth happening as we speak, right? Now, Ripple acquiring Circle will be a stablecoin super play, because now in 2024, Circle reported revenues of $1 billion and a net income of $150 million. However, the firm would enter public markets carrying baggage, most notably a costly relationship with Coinbase. Ripple, on the other hand, has multiple cash flow channels, such as XRP sales to institutions, cross-border payment fees, interest income, and investments. And if Ripple steps in, they could absorb Circle's revenue, restructure the Coinbase terms, and boost margins. Right? Integrate USDC into RippleNet and Liquidity Hub, turning stablecoins into a native part of the Ripple ecosystem. Combine XRP speed with USDC's regulatory acceptance, creating a two-token juggernaut for global finance. Right? So it seems like it's coming, guys. This is going to be a massive play, right? Again, I was like wondering and pondering, like, how is this even possible that I never even thought of this, guys, that Ripple would go after Circle. That's a ridiculous, like, thing to imagine, right? Thought to have. How is that even a real thing? But it is. Not to mention, all in all, it's all happening from Alchemy 589, blazing sun pointing to May, right? NASA urges public to look at night sky now as nova nears, right? CC Borealis about to go kaboom, I don't know. But giant blazing sun pointing to May. Look at this. Hello, there was a giant blazing sun pointing to May this month. The blaze star hasn't exploded yet, but it could soon. Could it be this month? Look at this. 11.5511. Kaboom. Wow. Fascinating, huh? In the wake of 2024's total solar eclipse and rare displays of the northern lights, a third once-in-a-lifetime sight could be possible in 2025 as a star explodes as a nova for the first time since 1946. Oh, so they're thinking it will this year, with TC Borealis due to become 1,000 times brighter than normal and become visible to the naked eye for the first time since 1946. NASA is advising skywatchers to get to know the patch of sky it's going to appear in. So they're preparing the people right now. Right? Look, it's due any day now, they're saying. Wow. And remember, the prophecy was that XRP flips a switch or moons during the same time the celestial event occurs. Right? Look at this. Try having a look for it on a clear, dark nights before the nova. So you'll have a comparison when a new star is suddenly becomes visible there. And they're telling us where, right? So yeah, very fascinating, guys. So is that upcoming? Hopefully. Now, last but not least, Elon Musk confirmed this bearable guy. I don't know, but he says show me the panda. And remember, the panda from bearable guy 123 eating his popcorn. Right? What's up with this? And there's a few more connections right after this. Please like today's video. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, generally, like these programs, these grants are going to be like along the lines of save the baby pandas, and it's like, well, of course, who wouldn't want to save the baby pandas? And you know, in some cases, they've got a show panda, which they'll try it out for special occasions. In a lot of cases, they don't even have a show panda.
No panda.
There's not even one panda, because we asked for pictures, and we don't even get one panda. And it's like, well, you gotta. Well, that's a lot. You know, what does $1 billion get you? Does not even get you one panda.
You really want to see a baby panda?
Yeah. I mean.
Wow. Talking about pandas, huh? Once again from the bear. But then, you know who else wears a lot of hats?
He's the only one that can do that. Get away with it.
Well, Mr. President, you know, they say I wear a lot of hats. It's true. Even my hat has a hat.
Seems like the bear does, changing his costume every other day, huh? Fascinating. Fascinating. The fountain for today's video from NotFinancialAdvice.Crypto. Working for fun and charging no fee must be a bear thing. The bear is a fun gesture, right? Elon Musk does the same exact thing. Again, there's a lot of connections with. I mean, I'm seeing it, guys, with Elon and the bear and Trump. Could it be Elon? Right? There is a possibility. Some suggest it's maybe David Schwartz, but honestly, I still think it's none of them. But again, there is some connections here and there. Fascinating. Very fascinating indeed. But it seems like exciting times are on the horizon, guys, with everything happening as we speak right now when you're living today in the present moment. Not financial advice, let us prepare. But anyways, that's all for this. See ya.